It's unlike the Forte. When you bring the audio back, it still retains the nicer qualities of the higher end piece of equipment that I have here, so I can kind of feel in some way that I'm taking the studio with me when I go.
It's day 2 of Messe. We're here on the Focusrite booth with Giles, who's going to tell us about the return of the Red. But before you tell us about the return of the Red, can you give us a bit of history on what this preamp was?
I'll try and give you a potted history. 1985, Focusrite, the original company, is introduced. Rupert Neve works on his consoles from 1985 to 1989. Sadly, doesn't deliver any of them. Focusrite Audio Engineering Limited comes in, takes that, and then delivers those 12 consoles around the world between 89 and 90. In those consoles, as you well know, is the ISA 110, which was a mic pre and EQ. And the mic pre in that ISA 110 module is the famous mic pre that started Focusrite, and that's the same mic pre that ended up in the Red 1 that was introduced in 92 and kind of was, I guess, the mic pre that made Focusrite really famous worldwide.
Okay, and you've managed to cram this into a 500 series box, but you've still got the same massive transformers in there.
Yeah, in fact, if you think about the transformers historically, in the original console and in the original ISA 110s, we had the Lundahl transformer input transformer, we had the Carnhill output transformer. Later on with some of the ISAs, and later on with some of the Reds, in fact, later in production, the Carnhill output transformer came out. But in this one, we've absolutely returned to the original mic pre design as it was in the modules, in the console, and in the very first Red 1 that came out in 92.
And even though you're using some surface mount technology in there to keep the size down, it's still exactly the same circuit?
Exactly the same circuit in every way other than that, yeah.
Okay, and a particularly expensive looking rotary switch there.
Well, it's not a cheap 500 series unit, and the desire for us was not to compromise in any way. So yeah, it's a Grey Hill gold-plated military switch, Carnhill output, Lundahl input throughout, and obviously, and I guess that's the part that made Focusrite, well, the Red series very famous, is this anodized claret red front panel that we've brought back. The original was half-inch thick. Obviously, we can't really get half-inch on here, but this is a quarter-inch thick diamond cut anodized aluminium red panel that made the Red series so beautiful.
So obviously you've had to scale back on the meter size, but other than that, it's the real deal.
Absolutely, yeah. Is the meter too small? No, I think that's as big as we could get in that space.
I think that's fine. So this is quite clearly a no compromise kind of deal. So even though you've squashed it into the smaller box, it's still not a cheap thing to build.
No, as you say, we've not compromised in any way. So it's not an affordable 500 series unit. It is our very best. You're looking at £999 ink VAT or $999 ex-tax.
And when are you hoping to ship?
Because it's manufactured in the UK will be the first people to get it, and we're expecting to ship it in, I'm going to say May.
Second quarter, to be safe.
No, I'm confident I'm going to commit to end of May.
Thank you. Giles has been committed.